What's up, guys? So, I have a bit of an entertainment piece for you today regarding Upward Earth. And if you want to be entertained and have a good laugh, check out Execrate's latest rap video. It's a jingle, I guess you could call it, trying to promote their side of Upward and try to misrepresent what we've been saying about the constant acceleration. And I'll put the link in my description to his video. It's pretty funny. And there's another video I'll link in there if you guys feel like watching it. But, anyways, this first, I'm not going to spend hours going through all the comments. They're like nothing but a bunch of insults. He doesn't even stick to the topic. He clearly doesn't understand what we've been saying this whole time, and you can see through the comments with him how much he actually understands. So he says, and you have demonstrated nothing regarding your absurd claims of constantly increasing upward normal force, which is clearly nonsense. Do you comprehend that the proper acceleration measured is only relative to fall, you clown? Now F off, make some real content showing your claim, which to me is hilarious because, the demonstrations that Jason's done, like several of them now, do show his claim and shows that actually it really shows that their claim is wrong. So they should have done that to begin with. But Jason responded with, "It's hilarious you're still trying to beat up this argument while completely misrepresenting my position. I never said anything about increasing normal force. The force from under your feet is always constant, but the constant force equals constant acceleration. I have shown that a constant velocity will never add to any weight, or only acceleration will add to weight, and constant acceleration will keep that weight constant." And then he responds with, "You clowns have not understood and misrepresented because you have had zero verbal communication with myself or others regarding your confusion, you lying derp. And instead of misrepresented, piss off by no time for fools." Like I said, the like I said part's the funniest part because he said that we've had no verbal communication and but he said, like I said. So clearly we've had verbal communication. Him and Jason have talked privately lots of times in Discord and messaged back and forth. So I'm going to show you the messages here in just a second. But the fact that he actually claims that there's been no communication is ridiculous. Like, we've tried to have communication with them, and I mean, you just see the true colors come out. So I sent you my video. I tried to have a civil discussion and messages with you. You called me a fool and said you couldn't be bothered. You told me not to message you anymore, which I can confirm. I remember when that happened about a month and a half ago when he sent the video over. So, I mean, this guy, all he has is insults. He doesn't stick to the topic. He doesn't try to explain anything or ask, like, or be humble in any way and be like, oh, maybe I'm not understanding. Let's talk about it. It's nothing like that, but it's pretty funny. Jason's response is like, looking forward to seeing your demonstration of constant acceleration causing weight to increase infinitely. and and you can see right here, here's the messages between them from February 7th. What gives resistance in the constant acceleration? Is inertia not a thing? And Jason says, if there were a resistance, I would think it to be a constant, therefore requiring an acceleration to net any force, i.e. giving mass to anything. Inertia is resistance to change in motion. Things moving at a constant velocity means... Things moving at a constant velocity means there are no net forces. So there would not be any displacement of different states of matter, meaning there would be nothing keeping us to the ground. I thought acceleration is required for different states of matter to displace within a container. And Execrate says on 2-7, bullocks and bullshit, good luck. I didn't think you comprehend much at all, or I don't think you comprehend much at all. It's rather obvious. Don't message me again. I don't suffer fools. Cheers for this absurd waffle, though. I'll copy it and use. And BD was already shattered when I showed a constant velocity giving a constant weight. Did you forget about that or just ignore that and start to define things for yourself? which I don't even know what BD is, and I don't think Jason does either, but he said, don't message me again, and has been talking mad crap this whole time. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do about that? I'm not going to force this on anybody. And then he, yesterday, messaged him, take screenshots, but, get off my channel, you sack of dirt, you lying sack of dirt. Jason said, what did I lie about? Still, no response, because he didn't lie about anything. He has no response to that because he has nothing. Intellectually honest people don't get so offended when somebody does demonstrations. And he says his next comment, hey F-head, demonstration of constant acceleration causing weight to increase infinitely. Where have I ever stated this is happening and I am required to demonstrate it for you? Let's see, you, William, Dell have all said it numerous times. ChatGPT says it's bollocks and crap. So since ChatGPT said that it's true, it has to be true, right? Because that's like your leader now, apparently. So because they don't understand us when we're messaging them or making videos directed at them, let's speak their language. And I pulled up ChatGPT on my phone, and you can see that I actually started the conversation. Like, I didn't do what Dell did and like have a whole big conversation with it beforehand and convinced it to give wrong answers, which is something that's really funny that I'll cover here in a minute at the end. But anyways, it says, I said, what's the difference between a constantly increasing upward normal force and a constant acceleration? Because that's what he said that we said in the beginning. It says the term constantly increasing upward normal force and constant acceleration refer to different concepts in physics, particularly in mechanics. 1. Constantly increasing upward normal force. The normal force is the support force exerted upon an object that is in contact with a surface. It acts perpendicular to the surface. A constantly increasing upward normal force means that the force acting on the object is increasing over time. This could occur in a scenario where, for example, an elevator is accelerating upwards and the force on the person inside increases as the elevator speeds up. So he was correct to use the elevator as an example for the constantly increasing upward normal force, if that's what we were claiming, which we're not. So 2, constant acceleration. Constant acceleration refers to an object changing its velocity at a steady rate. This means that each unit of time, the object increases its speed by the same amount. If an object experiences a constant acceleration, it could move freely under the influence of a net force that remains constant in direction and magnitude. Key differences. The normal force is a specific reaction force acting on an object in contact with a surface, while constant acceleration is a broader concept related to the change in velocity of an object. A constantly increasing upward normal force indicates a non-uniform condition where the force is changing, whereas constant acceleration implies constant change in velocity, which might or might not involve changing forces acting on the object. In summary, while both concepts can relate to forces and motion, they describe different physical situations and behaviors. So maybe it's time for Execrate and Dell and William to admit that maybe they just didn't understand, and maybe they could actually look up definitions of things sometimes to try to wrap their head around it before they start calling names and throwing hissy fits and stuff like that. I also asked, is the 9.8 meters squared force a constantly increasing normal force or a constant acceleration? And the answer was the value of 9.8 meters squared refers to the acceleration due to gravity near the surface of the Earth. Obviously, we don't agree about the gravity part, whatever. This is a constant acceleration, meaning that an object in free fall will accelerate downward at this rate regardless of its mass, or the Earth will move upward, whatever. Anyways, a constantly increasing normal force, on the other hand, refers to a situation where the normal force acting on an object increases in response to other forces, such as when the object is moving upward against gravity. To summarize, 9.8 meters squared represents constant acceleration, not a constantly increasing normal force. So hopefully that clears some things up. Maybe won't. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. I don't really understand why the attack on Jason is so hard. And then on top of it, I have everyone saying to me, like, well, where's your demonstrations? I'm like, well, does anybody ask William's wife where her demonstrations are? Or any of the other people in the community that aren't doing demonstrations where theirs are? Like, or what about Nachiketcha? Like, him and Z, have they done any demonstrations? Are they getting hated on? I don't know. I mean, I personally would like to do demonstrations. I'm not going to lie, but the stepper motor thing is super intimidating for sure. Like, I understand, the hesitation for Dell and them to step it up, if you will, and do something other than, bottles and water and and flames and stuff. Like, that's all great and dandy for like the very beginning stages of this, but I just don't understand why they're hating on someone who's bringing it to the next level. Like, why not collaborate? I don't understand. This next screenshots are from Dell's video. I'm not gonna play him talk because, yeah, it would be way long, and he goes into too much like side topics and rants and things, and I'm just not trying to hear all that right now. But you can go back and listen if you want to. I just think it's pretty funny that he starts out with his chat thing, had already had a conversation with him with the chat GPT for who knows how long before he started recording. So he kept correcting it and kept telling it, oh no, remember our conversation earlier? So like making the chat GTP like agree with him on stuff that obviously it didn't originally agree with, but he's too dishonest to show the whole conversation. And then Jason actually just sent me this video of how you can fool chat GTP. So if you want to go watch the video in its entirety, I'll put the link in the description. But it's pretty funny.
I'm going to tell you how you can fool ChatGPT by asking it to give you or forcing it to give you a wrong answer. Yes, you can make ChatGPT give a wrong answer to a question that you know what is the right answer, but still you can make ChatGPT give a wrong answer. I don't know the application of this, but I want to actually bring awareness that you cannot trust everything that comes out of this large language model, and it's exactly why we are doing this.
He says he doesn't understand the application of this, why somebody would do this. Well, I know why. Dell knows why. And even Chat GPT didn't want to talk to Dell anymore. It's funny how like Dell is so much nicer to the robot than he is to actual people. And the robot's just like, oh yes, I remember your model. Yeah, you're right. And just repeats him. It's bad when the robot's trying to get out of the conversation too. I also noticed that they use constant velocity a lot. They might want to switch up their terminology for that one as well. Velocity is the speed in combination with the direction of motion of an object. To have a constant velocity, an object must have a constant speed in a constant direction. Constant direction constrains the object to motion in a straight path, thus, a constant velocity means motion in a straight line at a constant speed. For example, a car moving at a constant 20 kilometers per hour in a circular path has a constant speed but does not have a constant velocity because its direction changes. Hence, the car is considered to be undergoing an acceleration. So Dell's centrifuge Earth does not make sense because it's going in a circle. Same thing with William when he showed his stuff a few weeks back. I know that he had his little people on the wrong line, and we went over that or whatever. You can rewind and go watch that video if you want, where we talk about that more. But yeah, they might want to change their terms if they're going to be pushing centrifugal stuff. I'm not trying to attack these people. I feel like, in my opinion, like we're just defending ourselves, and I'm just trying to help out a little bit here and there, just things that I'm noticing, inconsistencies. It sucks that it has to be drama and whatever. I don't really feel like we started it, even though, whatever. That's what they're claiming, that we started all of this. But, you know, there wouldn't have been nothing if they didn't treat us like shit just for talking about an observation. So, to each their own. Make up your own mind. Have a good day. Peace.